Hello everyone, my name is Suleiman, aka the last code bender. In this lesson, I'm going to show you guys how you can use Java, C Sharp, PHP, and Python and JavaScript to create a simple application. And then this video is for somebody that actually wants to start programming, but then you don't know the programming language to select, or maybe somebody that actually wants to move from one programming language to another. So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how all these programs work, like comparing like the syntax, the function, and the classes, okay? So let's get started. But then before we get started, I want to show you guys, I'm using Visual Studio Code, and the main reason why I'm using VS Code is that I want to use like one IDE to run all the programming language, and it's only VS Code that I found out that can do that. That's why I'm using it. And then before you get started, you have to install this extension for C Sharp. So you have to install C Sharp snippets. You have to install C Sharp extension, and you also have to install C Sharp namespace auto completion. Okay, so when you get that ready, I think you also have to install this for Java, packages for Java. You have to install like packages, all these packages for Java. Okay, so when you get that installed, then let's get started. Okay, so now I want to show you guys how we can actually write code in Java. Okay, so for us to do that, let me create a folder here. I'll call the folder Java program, like this, Java program. And then inside the folder, I want to create a file. I'll name it Java app.java, right? And then the system has kind of automatically generates this class for us. This package here means that we are in this folder, the Java program folder. And then we also have a class named Java app that the system auto-generated for us. So right now, I want to show you guys how you can declare a variable, okay? So to declare a variable in Java, you first of all specify the data type of the variable, and then the name of the variable, and then the actually value of that variable. So for example, let's say we want to declare a variable like int age, for example. So int age is equals to 9. So you see here we actually declare we specify the data type, the age, and then the value of that data type. That's for integer. And for string, we do the string thing. Okay, we do string, for example, string name. String name is equal to, let's say, golden, for example, golden. So name is equal to golden. Okay, so the same thing in using string, you said this, you specify the data type, then the name of the variable, and then the value, right? And then the same thing if you want to do for double. So let's say we want to have a double variable. So you say double, for example, double, let me call it let's say salary. Okay, salary is equal to, let's say the salary is 12,000 12,000, right? 0, yeah, like that. So you see, data type first, then the name of the variable, and then the value. That's for Java. Okay, so let's see how we can do this using C Sharp. Okay, and to do that, I want to create another folder here. I'll call it C Sharp. Let me just call it C Sharp like this. And then inside the C Sharp, here I have to use my terminal. Okay, so let me open new terminal. It's coming up. Okay, let me do ls to see where I am. So I have to cd into my C Sharp, so I cd into C Sharp. For me to write a C Sharp program, I have to do I have to run this command .net new console. Okay, so this command is going to generate a a new program for us inside this file. You see, it creates a new program called program.cs, because like all .NET program, .NET file actually end with .cs extension. Okay, and for us to declare variable like in C# again, we need to do the same thing. Like it's almost the same thing with Java. Let me show you. Let me just remove all these things. Okay, let me remove all these things. Let's say using system, then let me just declare like class. What am I going to call this class? Let me just call it C# app, like this, right? So here, let me show you. So to declare a variable in C#, you again specify the data type of that variable, and then the name of the variable, and then the value of the variable. So for example, again, we do int age is equal to 9, for example. That's it. And then if you want to do for a string in C#, you also do the same thing. String like this. String name is equal to, let's say, golden. Let me call golden like this again. And then for the double, we do double. Okay, double salary is equals to 12,000.1 or 0.2, anyone. So you see, so here let me show you the difference. Okay, let me show you the difference. The difference here, everything here is almost the same thing. The only difference here in C#, when you're declaring a string, the string here you see is all small letter, while here in Java the string is capital letter. That's it. That's all the difference. Okay, let me change this to, let's say, 0.2. Okay, double like that. It's still the same thing. Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you is Python. Okay, so to write a Python program, actually come here again. I'll do, let me create a folder here, call it Python program again. And then inside the Python program, I want to create Python. Let me just call it Python app.py. Okay, the Python file and with .py. Okay, the Java file, the Java program end with .java. The C# files end with .cs, while the Python is .py. Okay, so now to declare a variable in Python, you don't need to specify any data type. All you need is just the name of the variable and then the value. That's it. That's it in Java. That's why it's kind of more easier and faster. So for example, let's say age is equals to 9 again, and then let's say name is equal to and you don't need to put any semicolon, okay, in Python. And then name is equal to let's say name is equal to, let me use the same name, golden, like just like that. And then salary is equal to, let me say 12,000.2, just like that. You don't need any semicolon. For example, in a C# program, you have to use semicolon. If not, you are going to get an error. You see, you are getting an error, so you need this semicolon. And also in our Java, you need this semicolon. Okay, if not, you are going to get an error. But in our Python, you don't need any semicolon, just like that. Okay, that's just the difference when declaring a variable. Like, I'm just showing you the difference. Okay, so now the next one that I want to show you guys is PHP. Okay, so in PHP, let me create another folder again called PHP prog. Okay, and then here I'm going to have a folder called a file. I'll name it again PHP app. dot php. Okay, so here's our php. Okay, and every php file, before you start writing any PHP program, you need to do like this. PHP, you need to have this open and closing bracket of PHP. Okay, so now in PHP, all you need again is the name. You need the name and then the value, but then you have to have you have to use a $sign. You know, in every variable name has a $sign from the beginning attached to it. So for example, you say age, like this, age is equals 9, right? And then name is equal to, again, golden, right? And then salary is equal to let me call it I'm using 12,000, right? 12,000.2. So that's it. That's all the difference. Okay, this is how to declare variables in PHP. You see, you have to use a $sign, yeah, and then you have to use your semicolon, just like this. And then in Python, you don't need any, just the name. Okay, and then the next one that I want to show you guys is JavaScript, the ultimate JavaScript, how to declare variable in JavaScript. Okay, so now to do that, I want to create a folder again called, I'll call it JavaScript program, like this, JavaScript program. And then here I want to create a file. I'll call it Java. Let me use JavaScript app, right? And then in JavaScript you have to use .js because we are not using TypeScript. I just use JS like this. The extension file is JS. Okay, so to declare a variable in JavaScript, we use actually three things. We use var, the var keyword, the constant keyword, or the let keyword. Okay, and I'm going to show you the difference. So for example, you can use var age is equals to 9, for example, or you can say const age is equals to 9, right? Or you can say let age is equal to 9. So the difference between all these three is actually, let me remove this and bring it down here. So the var keyword is actually has been used in CS5, CS4, CS5, but ever since CS6 came, like the latest version of JavaScript, we use the let keyword. Okay, we use the let keyword in declaring a variable in CS6. So right now I'm going to show you guys CS6. Okay, so you don't have to worry about this because the var and the let they're almost the same thing. Okay, they are the same thing actually, almost the same thing. And then the const keyword actually is used to declare a variable that cannot be changed on the runtime, right? So for example, when the program is running and you want to reassign a value to that variable, it's not going to work because the variable is constant. That's why it's declared constant. Why the let keyword variable can be, the value of it can be changed at the runtime when the program is running. Okay, so right now I want to stick on the const. Okay, so I'll say const age equals 9, const name again is equal to, let me say, golden, and then const salary, yeah, we have salary is equals to 12,123.2. So this is how to declare variables in JavaScript. Okay, I think even if you don't have your semicolons, it's still gonna work, but then it's still recommended for you to put semicolon. Okay, so this are just the difference on how to build how to declare variables in all these languages, in Java, C#, JavaScript, PHP, and Python. So now what next I'm going to be showing you guys is building a very simple calculator using all this programming language. Okay, so now let's get started. So let's continue by creating a simple calculator program using these programming languages. And I think we will start by using Java, right? So let me come here to my Java folder. Let me just close everything here and then open my Java program here. I want to create a program called a new file. I'll call this guy calculator.java, like this. Enter. And then yeah, that's it. So the first thing that we want to do here, so we want to create a calculator program, right, using Java. The first thing that I want to do is to create my main method, public static void main, like this. So this is my main method, and inside we are going to be doing everything inside the main method. So the first thing that we need actually is a scanner. I'll call it scanner, like this. Is equal to it's equal to new scanner. So here the parameter that we're passing here is going to be system.in. Yeah, I think this is it. And then the next thing that I want to do is we want to accept two values from the user, like first number and the second number, so that we can use it to sum. Okay, so to do that we do system.out.println. So we want to tell the user to put first number, so we do enter first number, like this. So and then as soon as the user enter the first number, we want to read the number from the user. Okay, so what we'll do, and then we want to use double. So we say double, what am I doing? Double is going to be number one. Number one is equals to scanner, our scanner object dot next double. Okay, and the main reason why we are using double is because a user can decide to put 1.1 or 1.2. If not, we will have used integer. Okay, so here we are actually reading the first number, and then we want to do the same thing for the second number. So I'll just copy and paste. I'll just copy paste here, enter the second number. So I'll say number 2, just for example. So number 2, like this. And then the next thing that we want to do is to tell the user to actually enter the operation, like the action that the user wants to perform. So is it plus, minus, which action do you want to perform? Okay, so I think I will do, again, I will paste, and then I'll do enter action, for example, enter action, and then I'm going to give the user the option of the action that I want him to enter or want her to enter. So it's going to be plus, minus, times, or divide by, like this. This is what I want the user to enter. Okay, and then in this case we are going to use character instead of double, because it's just one character that we want to use. So we say char is for character. Okay, action is equal to, we want to say scanner dot next and then scanner dot next dot char at 0. So this is how to use, this is how to read like just one single character. Okay, So now what we want to do is to declare our total. Okay, so, or let me say the result, and the result is going to be double, so it's going to be double result is equals to the initial value is going to be 0.0. Okay, and then the next thing that we want to do, we want to use switch statement. So you see how to use switch statement using these languages. Okay, so now we do switch, and what are we switching actually? So we want to switch the action, right? We want to switch the action, and then so we want to check if the action is plus, right? If the action is plus, we want to say a result. Result is gonna be this result, right? Yeah, a result is going to be number 1 plus number 2, like that. And then we want to break. Okay, so we are switching the action, right? So case plus, we want plus number 1 and number 2, and then case, let me just copy and paste. Okay, case minus, like this, we want to say number 1 minus number 2. I'll do paste again. Case times, I'll change it to times. I'll do 1 times 2. Okay, and then case divide, I want to divide 1 by 2. Okay, if not, what I want to do is the default, if a user did not actually select any of these plus, minus, times, or divide, I want to tell the user that I want to display this to user. I want to display system.out.println. I want to display the user that invalid action selected, for example, like this, right? And then here I will just return, okay, like this. And then at the end of everything, after summing, after doing the arithmetic operation here, what I want to do is to print the result. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I want to print up the result, so it's going to be system.out.println. So what I want to print is that number 1, or let me say result equals to then I will kind of concatenate it plus the result. Okay, yeah, this is what I want to print. So this is just a simple Java program, you know, to do simple arithmetic operator that accepts 2 numbers from user and perform arithmetic operator. Okay, so now to run this program, let me clear my console. To run this program, let me see where I am. I have to do cd dot and the ls. So now to run this program, I have to cd into this my Java folder. So let me cd into my Java folder. So if I do ls, I'll see that I have 2 files, calculator and java.app. So I want to run this calculator.java. So for me to run it, I'll do java calculator.java. Okay, and then enter. Let's see what's happened. So you see it's telling me enter first number, so I'll put 80, for example. Enter second number, I'll put 20, and then enter operator, enter the action, so I'll put plus, enter. So you see result is equals to 100.0. So if I try, for example, let me say I want to put a bad action, for example, let me do 80 plus 20. So let me just type anything else and enter. You see it tells me invalid action selected. Okay, so now let's see how we can write this same program using C#. Okay, so to do this using C#, again, I will come to my C# folder, this one. Okay, we already have a program here called C#, right? So we already have a class name called C#. So I think what I want to do here, I'll just rename this guy to calculator, calculator, like this, and then I will have to have my main method, and to have you know, Java and C# need like a main method, because it's the main method is the starting point of Java or C# application. Okay, so here I'll have to declare a main method. I'll do static void main like this, static void main. That's it. Static void. Okay, it's not public. Yeah, static void main. You see, this is my main method. If I go back to my Java program and come up, you see my main method, public static void main. And then if you see the difference between the main method in Java, the main method here is small letter main, while in C# the main method here is with capital letter. The M is capital letter. Okay, so now in C# we want to ask the user to we want to accept two values from user, right? Number 1 and number 2. And to do that, we use we use the console.write to tell the user to input data. Console.write, we do enter first number like this. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is to assign that number to a variable. So we do double again. We do double num1 is equals to convert dot to double. Yeah, that's the difference. Console.readline. Yeah, it's a method, so we do like this. So this is the difference on how to read values from using both C# and Java. So for example, in Java, we have to bring up this package, we have to import the scanner package. Okay, and then after importing it, we have to like use it here, like scanner.next double. If we are reading, if this is integer, for example, in Java, right, we have to be the next integer, because we are reading integer, right, like this. Yeah, that's just the difference. Let me do Ctrl+Z. Okay, while in C# all you have to do is to do convert. It has like an inbuilt class which is convert, and the convert has a lot of method. So if you are reading integer here, we do convert dot to integer, but since we are using double, we do convert dot to double. Then console.readline, this function is actually reading from what the user types from the console. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing for the number 2. So we do enter the second number, so num2 like this. So then the next thing that we want to do is to the operator again, the action, enter action, and then I want to give again the user an option of the actions, minus, times, and divide like this. And then since it's character, we are also going to use character, so it's going to be char like this. So char action is going to be equal to convert convert dot to char. Yeah, just convert dot to char. Then you see console dot readline. The last one is a method, just like this. Okay, so after accepting all these things, now what we want to do is to use again a switch statement. So we see how to use switch statement between those two. Okay, but then before then, what I want to do is to declare like the result. So it's gonna be double result is equals to the initial value. Again, it's going to be 0.0 like this, and then after that we want to use our switch statement. So it's going to be switch. So we want to switch our action like this, and then what we want to switch again we want to switch the action. Okay, so inside curly braces, the first thing that we want to check is case plus. I think case plus like this. Case plus, we want to set the result is equals to number 1 plus number 2 like this, num2. That's it. And then break, just like the Java. Okay, let's even compare it and see. Let's compare this and see. You see we have the same thing here, and then we have the same thing here, right? So let me just copy paste for the minus. This is minus, this is plus, sorry, this is times, this is times. Okay, this is divide, okay, plus, yeah. And then the last one that we want to do, if a user did not select any of the actions, which is going to be our default. Okay, default is going to be console dot write line. We want to tell the user that invalid action selected. Okay, invalid action selected, like just like this. Yeah, so I'm telling the user that he selected invalid action, and then at the end we just want to return it. Like this, and that's it. And then at the ending we just want to print the action. Okay, sorry, we want to print the result. So to do that, we just do console dot write line. Okay, we want to say result is equal to, and then again we concatenate like this, is equals to result, just like this. Very simple. So now let's let's compare the whole program and see the difference. Okay, so this is our C#, this is our Java. If you can see, the whole switch statement is the same thing. It's pretty much the same. The only difference is this syntax on how to print to the console. This one is using console.writeLine, while the Java is using system.out.print. Then the C# is using console.writeLine. Okay, I think that's the difference. So let's run this program and see if it's gonna work or not. Okay, so now to do that, I will cd dot, let me cd into my C# folder. Okay, cd into C#, and then let me clear this. So I'll do .NET run to run a C# program. Okay, it's loading. It's kind of, I think it's trying to kind of compile the program, because I changed the name of the class, I think so. Yeah, so it's taking time. Yeah, so this is it. So enter number 1 and enter first number, so I'll do 80. Enter second number, I'll do 20, and then enter operator, I'll do plus, and then you see result equals 100. But I don't like this. I don't like this kind of. I think I need to put a space here. A space here. Oh, let me just put. I think I can do this. Yeah, just a space, right? Space like this. Okay, let me run it again. .NET run. I don't know why it's taking time. Maybe it's because I don't know. Okay, it has come up. Okay, enter number 1, 20, sorry, 80, 20, action. Let me do 80 minus, let me put minus sign, okay? 80 minus 20 is equal to 60. You see, we have 60 here. So that's it. That's just like the same way they're going to run, like the same way. You know, this is difference between Java, C#. Okay, so now what I want to do is to run this program again using, it's right, the same program, but this time around we are using Python. Okay, so if I come to my Python folder, okay, I want to create a new file. I'll call it calculator.py, like this. Yeah, so this is our calculator.py file, and then what we want to do is write the same program that we've seen with Java and C#. And to do that in Python, it's pretty much easier. So you do number 1. Let me do number 1 is equal to double. Should I use double? Yeah, I think I can use double like this. Double. I've never shown you example on float. I think let's use float like this, and then in Python we have this inbuilt method that you can use to accept values from the terminal. Okay, so I'll do enter first number like this, and then I'll just copy paste multiple times. This one I'll do number 2, enter second number, and then here is our action. Actually, action is going to be just input because it's a character. Okay, it's just going to be input like this. Float. Okay, here we need this. Okay, action, enter action like this, and then the action that I want to read from user is going to be plus, minus, times, and divide like this. So now the next thing that I want to do is to declare my result. So the result is going to be 0.0. You don't have to tell Python that we don't need data type. Okay, I've shown you guys in the beginning of this video. Okay, so now what we want to use again is to use switch statement to switch the action before performing the arithmetic operator. And in Java we use what called is switcher. Okay, sorry, in Python we use what is called switcher like this. Switcher, I think that is correct spelling. Switcher, yeah, switcher is just a variable. Okay, switcher is equals to plus, we want to do number 1 plus number 2 in plus. Okay, this like the way to do it in Python. Okay, let me just paste So here we want to do minus, here we want to do times, here we want to do divide. This is times, this is minus. Okay, so here is just a variable, right? A variable that has like kind of a properties. Should I call them properties? So I declare like four properties that actually perform the arithmetic operators. Okay, sorry, that perform the math operation. Okay, so now what I want to do is to check result. Result is equals to switcher that I declare dot get switcher dot get, then action. Okay, if any of this, like I'm passing this actions, okay, this action I'm passing it here. So if any of this did not meet, like this switcher dot get, if the action is not any one of these, plus, minus, times, and divide, is going to print out invalid action selected. Okay, that's it. And then else here, if everything is fine, we're going to do if result, if result, how did I even spell the result? Okay, I think I misspelled result. Let me correct it. Then Ctrl Z. I misspelled results. Okay, let me just correct the spelling. Yeah, if result is equal to, let's say, invalid action, if result is equals to, let me remove this. If result is equals to invalid action, so I want to come here and print result. Okay, like this, and then I'll just exit the program. I'll exit the program. Okay, it's a method. Else I'll just want to print I want to print the result here, and then I'll say result is equal to still I have to concatenate, and to concatenate in Java we use the comma keyword. Okay, so we want to print the result like this, and that's it. That's the same program. So here we are printing the result, and this is the like kind of, we are saying result. What am I spelling? Or is it from my keyboard? Result is equals to result, and we kind of concatenating. And this is how to concatenate in Python. Okay, you don't do like this. You don't use the plus sign. Okay, you comma. Okay. So here we are printing the results. I think even if you put the plus sign, it's gonna work. Okay, but this is how I want to do it. So this is it. Here we are accepting first number and second number and the action, and then we are switching. We are writing a switcher here, a switcher variable that kind of check the actions, and then here we are checking result is equals to switcher.get. If actually the action is not any of this that we initialized, we ask the user to put, is going to print out invalid action, and then else is going to print out the result. Okay, so the same thing with this. This we achieved this using almost 39 lines of code, and then we achieved this in the Java almost 42 lines of code, and then the Python here we just 20 lines of code. Okay, and it's because we have all these spaces. Okay, let me try and run this program. For me to run it, I'll go back to my Python program, Python folder, cd dot, and then let me clear this and let me do ls. Yeah, I have this folder called Python program, so I'll do cd into my Python program. Let me clear this, let me do ls again. Yeah, so I have this file calculator.py. So if to run this, if I do python dot calculator.py, like the name of the file, enter. So you see, enter first number, let me do 20. Enter second number, let me do 5. The operation that I want to do is times, actually times. Enter. So you see, 2 times 20 times 5 is 100, and that's just the same thing. If I clear this and let me try to do a bad operation. Okay, let me do 90 plus 10. Let me put a bad operation. Let me put question mark, for example. You see, invalid action selected. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to do is to show you guys how we can actually achieve the same thing using PHP. Okay, so now to do this using PHP, I want to come to my PHP folder. Again, I will create a file called calculator.php, just like this. And then to start writing my PHP program, the first thing I need is my PHP tag like this, and then the closing bracket of my PHP tag. And then, so I want to accept 2 numbers from users, number 1 and number 2. Okay, and to do that, I'll do the first number. My first variable is going to be number 1. Okay, like this. It's called readline. Is it readline? I think, yeah, I think it's this readline, if I'm not mistaken. Readline, enter first number, like this, just like this. Okay, enter first number, just like this. Okay, then let me paste this couple of times. Enter second number, enter action. This one's gonna be actions is going to be I want you to enter plus, minus, times, or divide like this. Okay, so this I want to read. So here I want to rename this to 2, and then this one is going to be action. Okay, so this how to read, how to accept value from the user, like in the terminal. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to do is to switch the action. Okay, so we want to use switch statement. So to do that, in PHP we use switch just like the way we use it in C# and Java. Okay, so we use switch. What do we want to switch? So we want to switch action. Okay, like this. We want to switch action and case plus. Case plus, we want to do the same thing, the same thing. Case plus, we want to do number 1 plus number 2, like this. And then at the end here, we'll put a break statement. That's it. So you see the difference between this and this and this. Let's see the difference. Okay, so this has case 1 break, like this. You see variables, and this one too has the same thing, number 1, number 2. Look at the variables. While in in PHP, it's the same thing, but then you have to always put the $sign. You have to always put the $sign. Okay, after initialing the variables. Okay, so let's do for the rest. So I'll just copy, paste. So we want to do minus, what am I doing? We want to do times here, times times times, and the last one is gonna be divide. Excuse me, let me just indent all this, yeah, like this. And then if a user did not select any of this, we have to use our default, and then what we want to do to print something on the console, all we have to do is it's echo invalid invalid action selected, like this, just like this. Okay, then exit. We just want to exit. Yeah, just like this. Okay, and then but then if everything went well, we want to print out the result. So we say echo what we want to echo is result is equal to, then we concatenate like this, is equals to results. Do you know what I just noticed, guys? Do you know what I just noticed? I don't have a result here. That's what I just noticed. And that's what I just noticed. So for me to do that, let me quickly add in the result. Result is equals to 0.0. Sorry, result. Yeah, so here is always going to be result is equals to this, result is equals to this, result here is equals to this, result is equals to this. How do I spell the result like this? What? Okay, results, and then at the end we want to print out our result. Okay, with our $sign. Result, yeah, just like this, and that's it. That's just the same way to achieve all of this, like the same way that we write it in Java, C#, Python, and this is how to achieve the same thing with PHP. So you see, so to run this program, I have to go back to my PHP folder, which is, I think is this one. So let me do cd php program, and let me make sure I'm in the same folder. Yeah, so you see, so I have my calculator.php file, and to run this file I'll just do php, then the name of the file.php, just like this. Okay, so now it's telling me enter first number. Let me do 70 plus second number, let me do 30. 30 operation, I'll just want to do plus. So we are having an exception. Let's see, why are we having an exception? Action, let me see, pattern error uncaught, action type string in integer, string in integer. So let me see, why are we having that? Read line, we're having read line on line 26, line 26. Oh, sorry, here we have to do dot. The concatenation actually is dot, not plus. Okay, so that's why we're having that. So let me clear it, let me run the program again, let me put 70 plus 30, and put plus 30, and that's it. You see, the result is equals to 100. It's the same thing. So here, the concatenation, if you want to concatenate in PHP, you not do this, put plus. That's why we're having error. So in PHP we use the dot to concatenate for concatenation. Okay, so now the last one that I want to show you guys is how we can actually achieve this again using JavaScript. Okay, so now I want to show you guys how we can achieve this using JavaScript. And to do that, I will come to my JavaScript program, look at my JavaScript. I will create a new file called calculator.js, like this. Yeah, so this is it, calculator.js. And then the first thing that we want to do is to do const number one. Const number one is gonna be pass. Yeah, let me use pass float. Pass float read line. I think the same thing. Is it read line? I've forgotten. It's going to be read line dot question, I think. Readline dot question. Enter first number, like this. Enter first number. And I think in JavaScript we have to import a package. We have to use a package for this readline. Okay, so we have to import this package, and for us to do that, I think we do const readline is equal to, we have to import it, required, we have to require it from readline dot sync, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like this. I think we have to import this file. Yeah, let's just go over it. So the next thing I want to do is to do for number 2, enter second number. And then the next thing that I want to do is to do for the operator action. Action is equals to readline, because this action is just a character, so we don't need the pass float. We just have to tell the person to enter action, and the action that we want from you is plus, minus, times, or divide, like this. And then the next thing that we want to do is to do let result is equal to 0.01 initial value. And then after that, we want to use switch statement. We want to use switch statement, just the way we did for the rest, to switch the action. And then to do that, we do switch action, right? Switch action, and then inside the switch action case plus, we want to say result is let me indent this. Result is equals to number 1 plus number 2 plus number 2, like this, and then break, just like this. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, I miss this, so I have to do the same thing for minus. Okay, I have to do the same thing for minus. I have to do the same thing for times. I'll just indent this. Then the same thing for divide. This is what I want. And then at the end, if a user did not select any of this operation, any of this action, I want to print something console.log to print something to the user. In JavaScript, you do like this: invalid action selected, like this. Okay, so and then I'll say process dot exit. Okay, what is this? Process dot exit, just like this. Okay, and then at the end, if everything went well, what we want to do is to print out the result, which is going to be console.log result is equal to, so I'm kind of going to concatenate it. Okay, yeah, just like this. So now this is like the same program that we built using Java, C#, Python, and PHP. Like this is the same program using JavaScript. Okay, so let's run it and see what's gonna happen. So for me to run it, I need to go back to my, I need to go back to my JavaScript folder. Okay, so I need to cd into my JavaScript folder, and then let me clear the terminal, and then for me to run this, and then make sure I'm there. Yeah, I have this calculator.js. So for me to run this, I have to do node, then the name of the file, enter, and that's it. So now it's asking me to enter my first number, which is going to be, let me just use 40. Let me do minus, sorry, second number is going to be 20, for example, 20. And what I want to do, let me just do times. Yeah, so you see, what do we have here? Like, okay, first number is 40, second number is 20. 40 times 20 is giving us 60. No, let's see. Okay, there's an error here. We need to change this to minus. We need to change this to times. We need to change this to divide like this, and then clear this. Let's run this again. So I said 40, 20, the action is times. So you see we have 800 now. Okay, so this is the same program. This is how to achieve it. And then with JavaScript, we actually use 30 lines of code. Okay, and then just in case maybe you're running into trouble with this package, I think you have to like install it using npm. So you just do, for example, npm install, then the name of the file, but I've already installed it, I think. So yeah, that's all we have for today, like building a very simple calculator using Java, C#, Python, PHP, and I hope you liked it. Bye bye.